So we're of one mind on he was definitely CIA in China. No, you have to be hallucinating if you think that he was doing CIA shit in China. That is the most insane thing I've ever heard. No, dog. He's a teacher. Like, no, he's just like a normal dude. Plenty of normal people have visited China. Yeah, dude. The CIA of laying pipe. That's what he was doing. He was out there having sex. Is Stein the actual spoiler candidate that many liberals think she is? No. If you don't want people to vote for an alternative candidate, then try to win their vote. Like, what do you mean? There is no such thing. This concept is so stupid. That's not how democracy works. You have to make an argument. You have to win people's votes. Please stop. It's also like utterly irrelevant anyway in the grand scheme of things. It's like votes are earned. Just, I don't know. I don't know how we're, forgetting this basic principle, I guess. But yeah, no, the Walz China article, the ex is still salty. She also talked about his pipe game. That's crazy. I didn't even look into this. Kamala Harris' VP choice, Tim Walz, had a secret fling with a daughter of top Chinese Communist official during teaching stint in China. My man was dropping seeds, okay? He's so cool. How did Biden earn your vote in 2020? Great question. Biden's campaign in 2020 was significantly more progressive than Kamala Harris's current campaign. It wasn't just by not being Donald Trump. Like, that was a big reason. But I think a lot of people forget that Biden literally said he was going to do his first 100 days agenda. When politicians say what they're going to do, I listen to them. Remember the Bernie Biden Unity Commission Lamau? Yeah, Biden's 2020 campaign was the most progressive general campaign in our lifetime. I would say that Obama was pretty progressive as well in 2008 when he was first running. Not what they did. And you believe them, lol? Come on. Chatters. I mean, you have been in here for 17 months as a subscriber. You've been following us since 2022. I think that 2008 Obama was probably more progressive overall. But like, I need you to explain. I need you to understand something. There was never a moment where I said, yeah, I definitely believe Joe Biden is going to do everything he said. My anger towards Kamala Harris revolves around her not even having the decency to lie to capture the attention of a broader base of support. Are y'all okay? Anyway, let's get back to this. Kamala Harris's VP choice, Tim Walz, had a secret fling with daughter of top Chinese Communist official during teaching stint in China. Tim Walz had a secret fling with a daughter of a high-ranking Communist official during his 1989 teaching stint in China, dailymail.com can exclusively reveal. Jenna Wang, 59, claims the VP hopeful showered her with gifts and seduced her at his pokey staff accommodation at #1 high school in Foshan, Guangdong province. The lovers could not risk holding hands or showing affection in public because Wang's dad was a high-ranking figure in the Chinese Communist Party who would disown her for fraternizing with a Westerner. But their romance blossomed behind closed doors as they sipped tea, made love, and listened to George Michael hits, leading the then 24-year-old Wang to dream about his marriage and a new life in the United States. Oh my God. She guang on my dong. She guang on my dong until... I don't even know how to finish that. Until I CCP. No proposal was forthcoming for the future Minnesota governor. However, the shame of being treated like a prostitute eventually left Wang feeling angry and suicidal, she claims. Damn. Dude, his pipe game was so excellent. Pipe game so good. You have people in the background. You're causing international incidents, okay? Pipe game so good, you left them depressed? That is crazy. Tim was very passionate, very romantic. I can still remember dancing with him to our favorite song, Careless Whisper, she told dailymail.com in an exclusive interview. The fact that we couldn't touch or kiss in public just made it all the more exciting and intense when we were finally done. Why is like every single real Tim Walz quote unquote controversy just so sick? It's just, wow, dude, are you telling me he was dope and awesome? One day I'm going to be a coach for a football team. This feels deeply creepy that she still talks about it like this. Yeah. We were deeply in love and I wanted to marry him and start a family. When it didn't happen, I felt very unhappy and sad. Tim's behavior was very selfish. Bro, she's not even... Dog, this is a crazy hit piece because the hit piece is literally the person being like, it's been 50 years and I still love him. Like, not 50 years, but like 30 years and I'm still in love. I haven't stopped thinking about that white boy with a whole lot of swag. Like, look at him. Walt, Pictured in a 1990 photo he sent to Wang, is said to have fallen head over heels for the pretty highly educated English language teacher at the nearby number 8 middle school several months after he arrived in Foshan. Swag, dude. The GOAT. CCP daughters will do anything but go to therapy to get over the white boy that they were in a situationship with. Yeah, I'm sorry, dude. You will not convince me that this is bad. You will not convince me that this is bad. He is so swagged out. He is so unimaginably swagged out. It is average Brunswick boy. Yeah, he is the man. Also, what's really funny about this is that, like, Republicans are so funny. They get mad when, like, Chinese agents come to America and, like, honeypot, I don't know, Eric Swalwell or whatever. But then they also get mad when, like, an American goes to China and honeypots a CCP high-ranking official's, like, daughter. So what is it? Like, you just don't want any sex to happen between an American and a Chinese person? Is that what's going on? Figure it out, man. Figure it out. You can't have it both ways. My colleagues couldn't speak whole sentences, but Tim told me if he closed his eyes and listened, it was like being back in America. Wang had a friend on the same teaching staff as Walz, so she was able to gain access to the exclusive school where she could visit him in his one-bed staff digs. It's so gross and slimy the way that they wrote this article. Holy shit. People are just afraid and obsessed with sex at the same time. Fucking horny Puritans. I know. Over the weeks that followed, the lovebirds grew closer, walking in the park and going to dance in the evening where there was less chance of being spotted by communist snoops. He avoided overt shows of affection in case it got back to Wang's father, Bin Hui, who was an important CCP official and chairman of a labor union in her native city of Guilin. Walz would travel to Hong Kong and Macau on the weekends, cities that were more or less inaccessible for all but the Chinese elite, and bring back Western-style luxuries like blue jeans, Ray-Ban, sunglasses, and jewelry. Okay, if her father is a high-ranking CCP official, then she has access to those things. You just undermined the own argument that you presented in the conversation. Like, what is it? Is her father a high-ranking CCP official? Part of the corrupt CCP that took advantage of all of the luxury that was afforded only to him because he's a Chinese elite? Or only Tim Walz gets to have those luxuries? He couldn't sing, and when he tried to dance, he found it very hard. I could tell he was in the military, Wang said. But we talked for hours and hours. We stayed in bed. We had sex. He continued to buy me gifts. I could never stay overnight because of the social conventions. It was very repressive. Couples walked around the city like robots. My father would have been very, very angry and sad if he had found out. Damn! Yo! She was a honey too! Hey, yo! Tim Walz swung way above his weight class, dude. What the Yo, I'm sorry, dude. I can't believe the Daily Mail Co-UK is doing a... Tim Walz actually love bombed someone 35 years ago in a consensual adult relationship. These guys are such maladjusted freaks, dude. Are you kidding me? What an insane article to write. Yeah, balls to the walls has a different meaning. All right, we're done with this story. Anyway, Timothy popping off. Well, that's it. He's losing the love bomb scolds on Twitter. Yeah. I think we know why he misspoke about the Tiananmen Square date. Yeah, he was he was head over heels, man. He didn't know what the was going on. He's like, up is down, down is up. I don't know what time it is. All right. The Democrats don't want you to know that Timothy Walz was laying pipe. He had good dick game. That's right. That's right. He went to China. Really messed up. Really, really bad. Really bad. Folks, we hate it. We hate it. We hate it. We don't love it. Anyway, Tim Walz is popping off on Donalde. He had a good line here. He had a good bar here. Let's take a look.
Plan. We're damn proud of it. It's not a damn concept of a plan. It's real and it's out there. Now I've misspoken and said they don't have a plan or a concept of a plan. They do have a plan. It's Project 2025 and it's 900 pages. It's 900 pages. Those folks in here, I said, well, they pretend we don't know anything about it. They took the time to research this, make it. Senator Vance wrote the foreword of the book, the guy who's the architect of it. I had never written a foreword to somebody's book, but I think I'd remember it if I did. But oh no, they're a little dodgy. Here's what I know as a football coach. You take the time to make a playbook, you're going to run the plays. Yes. And this playbook is a goddamn nightmare for the people. Nightmare. So for all the labor folks in here, repeals the Bipartisan Infrastructure Act, the Inflation Reduction Act, costing hundreds of thousands of new jobs. Brad just talked about this. Included in there were things like the hydrogen hub that's going to create tens of thousands of new jobs for Boilermakers right here in Pennsylvania. They're talking about taking that. When Senator Vance got asked and said in Lansing, Michigan, that act created 625 UAW jobs in Lansing, Michigan. They talk about taking that back, and he said that is table scraps. Well, you tell those 625 United Auto workers that put food on their table with those jobs that that's table scraps. That's what their plan is. He also is talking about putting a national sales tax on everything. Things to buy, every clothes, food, toys, whatever you buy, $4,000 a year that it adds to your family. Now look, this dude's nearly 80 years old. He damn near killed himself getting into a garbage truck. You would think over 80 years you would understand how a tariff works. Smarter people than Donald Trump, which is a good chunk of folks, CEOs of companies like Black & Decker, AutoZone, and Columbia have gone on the record to say if Donald Trump goes forward with this plan, they will simply have to raise prices and pass it on to you. Donald Trump saying China will pay for those tariffs, the same way Mexico paid for the wall. It's not going to happen. So look, some of you in here, and they're in our neighbors, they're our family members, brothers, independents and Republicans. The Republican Party added much to this country over the years. When they talked about freedom, they meant it. That's not who Donald Trump is. Turns out when he talks about freedom, it means the freedom to invade your doctor's office, and freedom to invade your bedroom, freedom to tell you what books to read or what movies to watch. And I keep saying this, and I've now seen this is true across the country. I thought it was just a Minnesota euphemism, that the world works best when people just mind their own damn business. You don't need my help choosing books. You don't need my help choosing who you marry. You don't need my help choosing your doctor and the decisions they make. And you certainly don't want Donald Trump and J.D. Vance to do it. When Kamala Harris and I talk about freedom, we mean the freedom for you, not politicians, to make those personal decisions. So look. You saw it at the convention in Chicago. We talked about freedom a lot. We took back freedom. We took back family. We took back the damn flag. Because I'll tell you what, I'll be damned if I'll fly an American flag with some man's picture pasted on it or something. That's not how we do things. And for Pennsylvania, this was just me personally. We got freedom, we got the family, we took back the flag. I took football just because we want to, because we're taking that. Look, freedom means a lot of things, but it's very personal. Freedom for our seniors to retire with dignity, to collect Social Security and Medicare. That's freedom. Freedom to be able to send your children to school without worrying they'll be shot dead in the hall. That's, and I say this, I'm a 20.
Once again, incredibly effective communicator on issues that he cares about, incredibly effective communicator that has a very unyielding progressive perspective on issues that he cares about. Whenever it's something that he has to defend that he doesn't personally have any any interest in, it's actually dog shit. It's wild to see him speak on issues that he is knowledgeable on issues that he's actually had a long, consistent track record defending. Is it cope to think his voice might push the admin if Kamala wins? Yeah, it's massive cope. Because the campaign, after this choice that they made, would have been the opportunity for them to relook at the way that they're communicating. And the strategy did not change at all. If anything, Tim Walz changed. So no, I don't think that is a real thing.